Now, before Max Verstappen's unforgettable debut win for Red Bull at the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix, where he became the youngest ever F1 race winner, he was already turning heads in the sport. Even behind the wheel of the less competitive Toro Rosso, Max showcased his immense talent and dominated in ways that made everyone take notice. So, here are 5 times Max Verstappen showed his brilliance in an inferior Toro Rosso car. After entering the world of Formula 1 at just 17 years old, Max Verstappen quickly became the sport's most talked about newcomer, not just for his age, but for his dazzling performances. The young Dutchman didn't just participate in his rookie season, he shook up the grid, taking on seasoned veterans and proving he was a force to be reckoned with. In a season where most drivers were playing it safe, Max was a maestro of overtaking. He maneuvered past 49 other cars throughout the year, more than any other driver on the circuit. By the end of the 2015 season, he had climbed to 12th place in the Drivers' Championship with a total of 49 points. For a rookie in a midfield car, those stats were phenomenal. So let's take a look at some of Max's standout races that season. 5. 2015 Austrian Grand Prix. In the 2015 Austrian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen showed why he's one of the most exciting young talents in Formula 1. Starting from P7, the 17-year-old rookie demonstrated maturity and skill far beyond his years. As the race kicked off, Max quickly made a statement by overtaking Valtteri Bottas right after the first corner, climbing up to P6. His quick reflexes and aggressive driving were on full display. However, the drama wasn't far behind. Moments later, Kimi Raikkonen and Fernando Alonso collided in a spectacular crash, bringing out the safety car. Amid the chaos, Max kept his cool, positioning himself well for the restart. Once the race resumed, Max was advised by his engineer to cool his brakes by finding some clean air. This strategic move cost him time and allowed Bottas to slip past him, dropping Max back to P7. But Max wasn't done yet. After his only pit stop on lap 27, he rejoined in P11 but quickly set his sights on regaining positions. Max clawed his way back to the top 10, overtaking Dani Kvyat and then Daniel Ricciardo, claiming P7. Despite having some of the youngest legs on the grid, he showed veteran-like resilience and composure, especially during his thrilling battle with Pastor Maldonado. For the last 10 laps, Max and Maldonado were locked in a fierce duel. Max's defensive driving was nothing short of masterful, positioning his car perfectly to fend off the faster Lotus. Eventually, the inevitable happened. In the 70th lap, Maldonado managed to break free from Max's iron grip on the straight. Even then, Max fought tooth and nail, pushing his car to its limits and beyond. Despite finishing in 8th place, Max's performance was mind-blowing. 4. 2015 Belgium Grand Prix. At the 2015 Belgian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen delivered a performance that left fans on the edge of their seats. The young Dutchman showcased a fearless, aggressive driving style that became his trademark. Spa-Francorchamps, with its sweeping curves and high-speed straights, served as the perfect stage for Max to demonstrate why he was the talk of the F1 paddock. Despite a less than ideal start that saw him lose several positions, Max quickly made up for it with a breathtaking move at the source, the very first corner. As other drivers settle into a cautious pace, Max seized the moment, diving up the inside to reclaim 3 spots almost instantly. His bold maneuvers continued as he raced towards Les Combes, where he masterfully overtook Valtteri Bottas and came tantalizingly close to catching Kimi Raikkonen. But the real magic happened at Blanchimont, one of the fastest and most daunting corners on the circuit. Here, Max's audacity and car control were on full display. Approaching Fernando Alonso at breakneck speed, Max didn't hesitate. He slid up the inside of the McLaren, leaving the veteran Spaniard likely startled and momentarily breathless. It was a move few would dare, let alone a teenager in his debut season. And just when he thought he couldn't get any bolder, Max pulled off another heart-stopping pass at Blanchimont. This time, he went around the outside of Felipe Nasser's Sauber. At nearly top speed with barely an inch to spare, Max made it stick. By the time he reached the bus stop chicane, he had firmly established himself ahead, leaving onlookers in awe of his audacity. Max finished that race in 8th place. 3. 2015 Malaysian Grand Prix. While many eyes were on the usual frontrunners, 17-year-old Max Verstappen was quietly yet assertively making his mark on Formula 1, while Olympus Sepang International Circuit, with its challenging mix of long, fast corners and blistering tarmac, became the backdrop for a coming-of-age performance from the young Dutchman. Max's race didn't start as he might have hoped. His Toro Rosso, struggling for balance, found itself jostled in the midfield chaos. By the end of the first lap, Max had slipped from his qualifying position to 10th. It wasn't the dream start, but as the race unfolded, he demonstrated resilience beyond his years. The early laps were a frenzy, with Max getting squeezed wide at turn 4 by Marcus Ericsson Sauber, losing momentum and positions. But this was just the opening act of his race-long battle. As he settled into a rhythm, Max began to show flashes of brilliance that would soon become his signature. Midway through the race, amidst the tactical shuffle of pit stops and safety car interventions, Max's Toro Rosso started clawing back positions. His team opted for a 3-stop strategy, setting him apart from many of his rivals and allowing him to attack on fresher rubber in the closing stages. This decision proved pivotal, as Max's pace on new tyres was electric. One of the standout moments came when Max found himself dueling with his teammate Carlos Sainz. The two Toro Rossos were evenly matched, but with fresher tyres, Max had the edge. In a bold and perfectly executed maneuver, he braked late and dove inside Carlos at turn 4, a move that left spectators and pundits alike nodding in approval. As the race drew to a close, Max was in pursuit of more points. He relentlessly chased down the Red Bulls and Saubers ahead, eventually breaking into the top 10. By the final lap, Max had not only secured points, but also etched his name in the record books as the youngest ever point scorer in F1 history, finishing a commendable 7th. 2. 2015 USA Grand Prix. At the 2015 USA Grand Prix, a young Max Verstappen delivered a performance that had everyone talking. At the start, Max had a bit of a struggle but quickly recovered. In the first turn, he gained 3 positions, setting himself up for a strong race. Throughout the race, he kept pace with the Ferraris, showing great speed on the intermediate tyres. The drying track made the tyre strategy very important, and Max's team at Toro Rosso made excellent decisions. They timed his switch to slick tyres perfectly, avoiding the mistakes that other drivers made. This allowed Max to steadily climb the rankings, and at one point, he even held 3rd place. Max's battles on the track were intense, especially against experienced drivers like Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel. Raikkonen was frustrated by Max's aggressive driving, but Max held his ground confidently. He briefly took 6th place from Vettel, showcasing his determination and skill. As the race continued, Max's performance remained strong. He moved up to 5th by overtaking Danny Kvyat and then passed Daniel Ricciardo to reach 4th place. Despite pressure from other drivers, he kept his position with steady and focused driving. Finishing 4th in Austin was a wonderful performance for Max. Reflecting on the race, Max called it his best so far.
Yeah, it was very good. From there on, the pace wasn't too bad, just struggling a bit the first lap, but from there on we could keep up with the Ferraris, and basically we were a bit stuck behind the Force India because the straight line speed ahead was quite impressive. But from there on I had a lot of enjoyable battles, especially with Raikkonen. Enjoyed that one a lot. Maybe he didn't, but yeah, surely I did.
1. 2015 Hungarian Grand Prix. The young Dutchman, starting from 9th, faced a challenging race filled with twists and turns, but managed to secure a remarkable 4th place. When the lights finally went out, after a delayed start due to Felipe Massa missing his grid spot, Max got off to a rocky beginning. He found himself boxed in and had to fight his way from 13th position. But Max, known for his tenacity, didn't let this setback deter him. As the race progressed, Max showcased his racing prowess. By the time the first round of pit stops came around, he had already passed Fernando Alonso and was hot on the heels of his teammate Carlos Sainz. The drama on the track wasn't over yet. Ferrari's Kimi Raikkonen faced power unit issues, and Nico Hülkenberg's car dramatically crashed into the tyre wall after his front wing disintegrated, prompting a safety car. The safety car period played into Max's hands perfectly. Toro Rosso pulled him in for a fresh set of faster, softer Pirelli tyres. The team's strategy was spot on. Max was right in the mix when the race resumed, battling Valtteri Bottas for 5th. Despite a small collision that damaged his front wing, Max kept his composure and continued to push. Amidst the chaos of penalties and crashes in the final laps, including a collision between Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo, Max found himself climbing the ranks. Even a drive-through penalty for speeding during the safety car didn't stop him. Max finished the race in 4th place, and this was one of his best results that season. Since that 2015 season, Max has done some impossible things during races. What are these things? Well, check out this video.